Today in the show we have Coinbase and Greengage will issue SME debt on chain using Base. Visa and Tangem unveiled a combined payment card and hardware crypto wallet. Polymarket is making waves in the US elections, and so much more. I'm your host, Mauricio Magaldi, and this is BlockDrops, your weekly digest on blockchain for business. These news are not a form of endorsement, sponsorship, or encouragement for consumption and are meant for educational purposes only. In the first drop today, we're covering a new announcement from Coinbase and Greengage. Coinbase, as most of you know, is one of the largest crypto exchanges in the world, the one that is also listed on the New York Stock Exchange, if I'm not mistaken. And they have been doing a lot in the space of the tokenization of the so-called real-world assets, the RWAs. RWAs are a very controversial term because these assets already exist in the world, and the only reason why we call them real-world assets is to differentiate them from native crypto assets. In the end, if we do this right, we don't have to separate them, and every asset on chain is just the asset. Greengage is a London-based fintech. They're focused on SMEs in the small, medium enterprises, and they have been doing a lot to blend the traditional finance and technology with the world of blockchains. And in this case, they are using the Coinbase Diamond platform, which we reported on, I think, last year. And Diamond runs on the Base blockchain. Base is a layer 2 blockchain on Ethereum maintained by Coinbase themselves, while Coinbase Diamond is a product of tokenization that is managed by the Coinbase asset management arm. So, and the Coinbase Diamond was piloted at the Abu Dhabi sandbox, regulatory sandbox for digital assets. So in this case, what Greengage is doing, they are originating debt from small and medium enterprises. So they are issuing that debt on chain, so future receivables and the like. And that gets recorded on the Coinbase Diamond, and they get a anticipation in cash from those future receivables. And of course, when there is the payout of such receivables, then it's settled on the blockchain. And that's what makes all of this so much more efficient, is because everything is automated with the use of smart contracts on the blockchain. For every debt that's issued, there is a portion that is, they don't explicitly say this, but probably in stable coins or tokenized deposits. And that is what makes into the blockchain on the debt side. And then when they pay out that receivable, when they receive that in the cash flow, then it gets liquidated through the automation of smart contracts on the blockchain. This is what bringing the efficiencies of blockchain looks like on business to business and B2B applications. This is one of the first things that comes to mind when you think about tokenization, because when you're tokenizing said real world assets, what you want to do is not only have the asset recorded on chain, because that's just digital notarization and that helps nobody other than, the chain because of transaction fees. But this is interesting because this is the way that SMEs actually finance their workflow, their cash flow, right? So for you to have working capital based on your future receivables, if you can automate that on chain and control that with a data-driven process, a lot can be automated. And obviously the risks are smaller because you're pretty much seeing the whole data flowing from side to side and you can monitor everything. But also it speaks to the ability of the actual builder and entrepreneur to manage their finances in ways that might sound much more compelling with a much lower cost, because if the risk is better managed, then the cost can be absolutely more interesting for those entrepreneurs in the small and medium businesses. So very interesting take on applying blockchain in a very particular challenging space in the economy of any country. But here in the UK, we're seeing this as a big advantage. Congratulations to Greengage in launching that product. In the second drop today, we are going back to my favorite topic, which is user experience. Look at that. So this week, Visa, one of the largest payment companies in the world, and Tangem, one of the providers of hardware wallets for cryptocurrencies, announced a partnership. And they're launching something that Visa's done with other players, but not in this way. So this is what this thing is going to look like. If you have a hardware wallet, that means that you have your cryptocurrencies that live on the blockchain managed through that wallet, and it sits outside of the internet, meaning that you don't have a software wallet connected to the internet all the time, and you get to manage your assets only when you plug that hardware wallet into a computer, connected to the internet, and through the software, you then go and manipulate your private keys that allow you to manage your crypto assets. So when you unplug it from the computer, then it's completely off. We call it a cold wallet. Now, what this solution will do is that if you have a Tangem crypto wallet that is a hardware wallet, you will be able to assign portions of your crypto assets to the Visa card that you're using. So when you swipe that card, you will be able to consume from the assets that you manage through the Tangem hardware wallet. So this gives you two very interesting things. It gives you a security of the the cold wallet that is self-custodial, which is Tangem's offering. Plus, it gives you the convenience of using the card as you would anyway, as you would from a fiat account anywhere else. So it's accepted everywhere that Visa cards are accepted. And then behind the scenes, they will do the settlement between that card expenditure and the consumption of the corresponding crypto assets that have been assigned to that card. They don't explicit how you assign and give the control and how the smart contracts will play a role on moving the assets from side to side. But that is definitely a Web 2.5 type of experience. You have a crypto infrastructure running on the back, and then you have a Web 2 and in cars, not even Web 2, just traditional finance type of interaction when consuming those crypto assets, which just speaks to the figure of the DeFi mullet, right? TradFi in the front and then DeFi in the back, which is pretty much what this solution seems to look like. Every report I read was about the announcement. They didn't really speak about any taxes implications, so I don't know exactly what configures that expenditure, if they're going to solve the taxes for you in terms of reporting or in terms of withholding. There is probably something to be addressed in that space. But other than that, this user experience of having the crypto on the back and having the ability to bring crypto on your day-to-day as you go about your day, we know from experience that there are many people that are crypto rich but fiat poor. If they now have access to off-ramp their crypto in a very convenient way, well, then they're no longer fiat poor, and they can actually use their crypto savings or their crypto balances to go about their day as anyone buying, fruits in the grocery. So that is absolutely something that adds to the onboarding of new people, but also helps crypto natives who are very concerned about self-custody to come and play a part, having crypto play a part on their day-to-day. So yeah, I'm very excited about UX, and this is another step, I guess, in the right direction. And in the final drop today, we're going to talk about a use case that I probably didn't cover at all in the show since we started. Interestingly enough, it was one of the first use cases that I saw back in 2016, 17 with Augur, which is prediction markets. If you're in finance, in financial services, or in markets, you're probably familiar with prediction markets in the shape of options, futures, and other derivatives, which are obviously very sophisticated forms of trying to bet in a future result. Prediction markets in crypto are a much more direct way of betting into anything. First, it's permissionless. It allows you to actually place a bet against anybody in any topic of your choice. But the reason why we're talking about prediction markets this week is that Polymarket, one of the most popular crypto prediction markets, has reached a monthly volume of $100 million US dollars. And that is on the back of betting around the US presidential results. Very interesting. First, because the crypto Twitter, if you're not on crypto Twitter, I am very happy for you because you probably have a better mental health than I do. But if you are on crypto Twitter, you probably have seen many people that are influential in the industry siding with candidate A or B or C or having a candidate of choice. And the whole discussion on crypto Twitter is only loud at this stage is because crypto became an issue in the US given the recent regulation by litigation that we've seen in the last couple of years. So there are particular candidates that are promising being more friendly to crypto than others. So this creates a lot of buzz, and this is still an industry that is mostly steered by narratives. Well, then this is not enough, right? This is not enough for crypto people. So what they do, they go into Polymarkets and they pitch a bet, because that's exactly what this is, in who's going to win the presidential election. And they're paying very different odds for very different candidates. And what is most interesting about the types of prediction markets in crypto is that it's probably the most front and center way, or obvious direct way, to put your money where your mouth is. And that's what Polymarket and other prediction markets in crypto allow you to do, is to actually, there's no intermediaries, everything is permissionless, as in crypto most things are, and you can actually go and bet on whatever is the result that you're most inclined. The thing about prediction markets in crypto is also this very direct approach gives way to a more diverse data set of people contributing with a particular result. So the most desirable results for a particular bet on a prediction market in crypto has a much more diverse and wide database or data points diversity, which leads to a crowd-funded result that is most likely to be closer to reality. So this is why Polymarkets has been probably in all news we've seen this week, and especially because this is happening in such a pivotal moment in the crypto market in the United States. Once again, this is not financial advice. This is strictly for us to discuss what things can be built on the blockchain. And interestingly enough, this is the first time I think we're talking about prediction markets in such a case. And this is very emblematic of where the US is with their own crypto reality, I would say. So again, not financial advice. In a week packed full of news, here is more. Circle is the first global stablecoin issuer to comply with MiCA, the EU's Markets in Crypto Assets regulation. The Canton Network launched their global Synchronizer and the Canton coin, now on mainnet and supported by the Hyperledger Foundation. Postfinance Bank in Switzerland will now offer trading and custody of new cryptocurrencies, including Avalanche, Cardano, Polkadot, Ripple, and Solana. The Sony Group is planning to relaunch crypto exchange WhaleFin in Japan under their new regulatory regime. The CCRI, the Crypto Carbon Ratings Institute, and the Cardano Foundation released the MiCA-compliant sustainability indicators for the Cardano Network, being the first blockchain to do so. The Blockchain Supply Chain Association announced their new online magazine, Big Impact, for those of you working on supply chain and wanting to learn more about the impact of blockchain in the industry. And Mobiop was the only Web3 company among the 20 most innovative companies in Brazil, according to the MIT Technology Review. Catch us online. We're on Instagram at BlockDrops Podcast, on Twitter at BlockDrops Pod or 0x Mauricio. We're on Lens at blockdrops.lens. We have a newsletter on LinkedIn. Write to us at blockdropspodcast@gmail.com, and you can listen to the BlockDrops podcast at Spotify, iColab, Faberbund Tech, and all of the other major streaming platforms. Yay! Shoutouts today to the people who share the links you will find in the episode notes. Dante Disparte, Gustavo Cunha, Yuval Ruse, Charles Hoskinson, Ben O'Hallen, Sean Kiernan, Bob Gravestein, Andrea Frosinini, Rodrigo Cajano, and Kai Sheffield. Don't forget to leave the ratings on your favorite player. This is all for today. Stay rare, stay weird. LFG.